Christmas is a special time of the year because, believe it or not, for me, we how we celebrate Christmas is very different than how most people celebrate it. What we end up doing is that we don't give gifts on Christmas. We just give gifts after Christmas or before Christmas, but on Christmas we don't. The reason why, because Christmas is the day where we're supposed to celebrate Jesus. Even though we know that that's not really the day when Jesus is actually, he was born. He was probably born around September. Sometimes people say it's September 11th or 12th or something around there, the New Year. Anyway, long story short, we celebrate Christmas a little different. So what happened? We just started doing all our cards and stuff like that, and I'm just pretty much I just got finished the whole removing that paint off my face. I was just finishing doing that thing, so it took me a while. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm actually gonna do a sculpture because what happens at my job, we're doing this thing called Secret Santa and all that. So you can't really do Secret Santa if you have beef with people at your work. So you have to definitely be able to do this only if you have a good relationship with the people that you work with. So what happens is that incidentally, I'm going to make today. I'm going to work on one of the projects because time's almost running out, and I have a lot of projects that I'm working on currently. I have a lot of sculptures and commissions, and so what ends up happening is that I've decided just to do a live of me working on a sculpture that's going to start from start to finish. I'm not going to do the entire thing because you don't need to see all that, but you can definitely hear me talk about stuff as I do this. In the meantime, what happens is that my Blender, I'm working on a program on my Blender program right now. I'm not gonna look. You're going to be able to see it, but I'm gonna just kind of look at it. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I'm gonna worry about that because right now we're 1 minute in, and with that, I want to just go ahead and start talking to you about some of the cool things that we're gonna be doing and working on before I go to sleep, before I have to get ready to go to work. So really quick, this is not going to be a long one. This is going to be a nice short like little time where I'm going to talk to you a little bit there. And okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to migrate from here to my other location. But in the meantime, as I do that, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of position this camera right here real quick. And see, I have that sweet tripod I was telling you about before. Well, it's more like a quadrupod, I guess, a quad pod. And so what happens is like it has 4 legs instead of 2 legs. 4 legs instead of 3 legs. And so this thing is such a cool thing. I use it as a selfie stick. And so incidentally, what's going to happen, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of move from here over to my next location. There's little buttons I never quite knew what they do. So I'm going to push the button and see what it does. Let's see, highlights saved for your channel is unlisted video. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know I could do that. All right, so just push the button there. And there's filters and stuff, and I can flip the camera. But I'm not going to flip it yet. Let me see if I can show you guys a quick little animation that I've been working on all day. And so you'll be able to see this. I'm going to hit the stop button on that. And then I'm going to go show you this quick animation. So here goes this play rendered animation view. Let's see, we got this here. All right, cool. There it is. Right, and here it goes right there. This is a quick animation that I was working on. And what happens is this is my my Diplocalus, and it was kind of saying like, because we have now 3,400 subscribers on my YouTube. So I want to say thank you so much for that. So this is like a one view of, thank you so much. This is one view of like the Diplocalus. You can see this is me using Blender. I'm using a Blender program right here, and the program, it's really cool. It's like that 3,400 is actually to say thank you for all the people who support us in the art that we do. Pretty much, I'm just going to escape out of that for a second. Let me hit escape, and this is what it looks like in terms of the rendering of the item before it gets rendered. It's kind of like that. Let me see if I can just kind of see like that. I'll make the full screen for you. See, I haven't been doing that much Blender lately. I've been actually quite busy. So this is kind of like the ship right there. And there he is right there. My my little guy right there. He's flying in his ship. So let's go put the camera to this one. Let's just hit the camera view so you can see what it looks like. This is camera view. And so when you hit the backwards or forwards with it, right? There it is, the motion of the movement of the camera. Right? So this is flying down a corridor, and as you can see, and the corridor is going back and forth with the thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do a sculpture for you guys, and I'm going to start working on that. So yeah, I had just gotten back to where I was before. Go back to the beginning. Well, let me just switch the camera real quick. Let me switch to the other camera so you can see from the front view, right? Because the front view is here, this camera. Okay, I'm going to hit the camera control there. See, that's the front view, right? And then, so when you have from this camera view, let's go ahead and just back it up a little bit. See that? So he's out turning his head. And he's flying through this corridor, right? And so as he's flying through this corridor, he's turning his head, and the corridor is moving. It's going so fast, so it looks like it's actually going backwards, but it's actually going forward. Right to that, so I'm going to go ahead and just zoom in a little closer for you to see. Right, so there you have him, Right there you have him, and there he is. So when he actually passes, you see him fly right by. Like that. See, so he actually flies right by the thing. So that's him flying right by. Okay, that's my animation. This is a Blender program that I'm using, and so I've been using Blender for a long time. I even make 3D animation, 3D sculptures. Like I'll show you, this one's a 3D sculpture that I printed. This is a little me here. This is a little 3D printed me that I made the same program, Blender. Doing Blender, but things. So that's one of the and stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and do a live sculpture for you guys. There, over there is my other portion of the house. So I'm going to kind of just go set it up real quick. Let me just put the quad pod down for a second. Go set up the arena. I'm going to quickly put you from there to there in 1 second. So let's go ahead and just set this up. And the whole reason for this is like, I wanted to just start a project that you guys can see me do. Do you know that teddy bear that I actually got? The teddy bear that I got was my co-worker. He took it. He went to his home country, and when he went to his home country, he actually did the thing where he didn't. Well, he said that he took it. He took it. He didn't make it to his home country. The whole thing I was saying to him was that he had definitely had to get me pictures. I said, if you're gonna take my sculpture like, and you're gonna bring it, you might as well sign it over to you and make it official. Make it an official type thing. So here am I again with the palette paper. I just love this palette paper. I just think it's the greatest thing in the world. I'm gonna bring you out a little Gizmo. So you got Gizmo. There's Gizmo. Hey everybody, this is Gizmo. Right, so it's Gizmo with his eyes, and I just absolutely love his eyes. So what we're gonna do a live sculpture, not of him, but we're gonna do a live sculpture of a pet. I'm gonna have Gizmo right here so that people can, like, when they come on, they can actually see him, and then I can be able to do that. I'm not gonna take too long. I'm gonna go as fast as I can. Trying to show you guys everything because you know how that is. They say nobody wants to see everything being done. So what we'll do is I'll have Gizmo here as a distraction, and then I'll go ahead and start working. So this is here is masking tape. Now last time I tried to do the masking tape thing with Make It Glow in the Dark, it didn't quite work because I did it in on the side where the light was coming out. But I'm gonna do it in the pitch black now and show you guys what it's absolutely like for it to work. So I'm gonna turn off all the lights in the house, and then I'm gonna do this thing here. Now watch, you're gonna see the lights. Nope, you can't see it. Still can't see it. All right, so I'll try it again another time. I'll try it with better thing, or maybe I'll turn off the light in the hallway too. But okay, nevertheless, let's go ahead and do this. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to start working on a sculpture. As you can see, Gizmo is like right here. He's like, oh, and I love his eyes because you can take his eyes and you rotate his eyes like that way. And his eyes become a different kind of colors. I like this because his eyes are so fun. The kids actually gave me these eyes. These are eyes from, they were out trick-or-treating, doing some Halloweening, getting some candy. And what they did was that, they gave me these eyes, and I just absolutely love these eyes. So I'm going to put them right here. And I'm going to work right on this area right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a nice little dog. This is how we're going to do it. So those of you watching, you're going to see it. Those of you who don't watch won't see it. But you're going to see stuff, and you're going to be like, whoa, how's this all working out to be? So I'm going to try and make a significant... Oh, I'm show you some of the gremlins here. I have a couple of gremlins in the works, by the way. Here's a couple of gremlins in the works, right? And also I have a puppet. I'm working on my first ever puppet. Let me just show you guys real quick. This here, I'm going to show you the lens going this way, right? This is actually a puppet, right? Of someone asked me. I met an artist, and this is my first ever puppet that I ever made in my life. So it's a marionette puppet, right? And so the kids had a lot to do with this. They said, Dad, if you're going to do this, make sure you do this way, do it right. And so I was like, this is so cool. This is such a cool design, right? So what happens is this. Let me see. I just kind of prop it down there. Let me see. So you have the hands, right? So you got the hands here. I know which one to play. You got the hands. And you got the legs. And with the legs, you have it where the legs, I had to put coins. There's coins in the shoe, right? Coins in the shoe, and I put coins in the foot so it could actually, it's not complete yet. But the thing is, what makes it so cool is that it's actually a lot more completed than it was before. Because when I started doing this, it was just like one of those things where I was like, oh my goodness, this is such a beautiful piece. And then here, he's like, Dad, you got to make sure that the booty can shake. I'm like, okay, let's first make the booty, do the walking. Get my hands on the way real quick. Let me do it this way. Do it this way. Get in front of me and this way. So this way you get the legs to move, right? Then you have the hands to move. Then you have in the back. I have a part for the the booty to shake. So the kids are like, Dad, you gotta make the booty shake. It's like, all right, so make a twerk. There you go. Make the booty twerk. That's what happens. So kids were like, you have to do that. So I was like, okay, kids, forget. This is a sculpture piece, and there's more to it, but I gotta just kind of fine tune it a little bit. And so I'm just really happy about that because this is my first time ever making a sculpt. So you look up at the things. Here's all the controls. You have this one is to play for the hands for the hands. Just the blue ones are for the legs. The legs are legs. And then this one in the back is a support system that holds up the whole body, right? And this one's the booty shake. But you have to hold it at the hips to. That's right. So when you do the twerking, I guess. So, okay, that's enough of that. So I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna put this out of the way. But this is this is the first time ever. So I have more stuff coming this way that I'm gonna be making that I'm looking forward to actually just making art wise. So yeah, this is really cool for me. I'm really excited about that. Yes, I have a ton of gremlins. I have a ton of gremlins that I'm working on. See, because gremlins are my thing. I like to work on them. These are actually gremlins, right? So you have this. And this is a, one gremlin with just, he's going to be pretty big when he's done. This is the smaller one, right? Just gremlin, because, there's 3 fingers. Oh, this one has 4. This one has 3. I might just give him 4 fingers too, but this is a 4 finger, 4 toes, 4 fingers. And this one is a 3 fingers. And then you have Gizmo over here. And so in the background, you see a little picture. What happened was that we went to Chuck E. Cheese. And so I had the gremlins at Chuck E. Cheese. And then here we are at Chuck E. Cheese. And then there's the Diplocolitans. There's Pearl, and Deli together in the Chuck E. Cheese. I haven't named this one yet. I still haven't named it yet. The dark Diplocolis. Haven't named it yet. Well, one day I'll figure out a name. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and start working on this project, shall we? I know we're 12 minutes in, and I'm going to start working on this pet sculpture. So here we go. This is the pet sculpture I'll be working on. Let me bring the camera a little closer to me. All right? Because it's like I just got to keep it steady and keep it from moving so much. All right, so here's Gizmo. Have Gizmo looking at you. And be like. Gizmo looking at you like this. And he's like, what? What's going on? So you'd be distracted by him while I'm working on this thing here. Sorry about that, making the camera shake a little bit. Because I'm standing on a foam carpet. And so what happens, like the foam carpet, a foam thing, because I'm in the kitchen, right? And so we have everything that's waterproof carpeting type thing. So this designed so it doesn't like absorb water, obviously. But what it does do is that it makes it really hard for the tripod to focus. Again, this is a really cool palette book. You see this here? This palette book, I love it because you see you can just write stuff and it doesn't bleed to the next page. So when you go to the next page is clean. But the first page is that one. This is really cool. $4 at Walmart. This here, so let's go ahead and start making this. I'm gonna make a dog real quick, right? I'm gonna make it just a significant, not too big, but big enough to where it's like actually one of those things where you can actually see the details on it. And see, for most dogs, for most creatures, whenever I always start off with the head shape. And oh goodness, it's really hard to do. It was hard to do. It's actually hard to stand up and do this at the same time. So I'm not gonna talk for long, but what I will do is that I will talk just for maybe I might do like just half an hour tonight, because I'm trying to like cut down on having such long videos, because I know not too many people get a chance to sit and watch long videos. So I'll make a short video. And incidentally, it's like so cool, I watched some of my favorite artists. Some of my favorite artist stuff, today, and getting inspired by their work. One of my favorite artists making like these cool bowls out of they're making these cool bowls out of clay, and they were gonna get them ready to fire them up, and some of them had been already fired up and stuff. So it showed like one clay pot for the whole year. It's like cups that they made, and it's so cool. Now, probably wondering like how much do I charge for these things? Well, that's a good question. It depends. Depends on the day. Depends on how I feel. But for the most part, though, this is cool how to do this. But just because you have to be able to make stuff, right? And so this is for the most part, though. Whenever you make something, it's always like it's part of your life, part of your heart, part of your body, as you make something. And what I'm doing, I'm gonna make this really cool dog, right? And as I'm doing this, it's like I'm just kind of I have Gizmo there looking at you. Right, so make sure he's looking at you directly. Yeah, there you are. Right, looking directly at you. Let me move this little little light spots. They're looking right at you. You're like, hello. All right, so here's that. Gonna make this dog real quick, and I'm just gonna fill it out later. But for the most part, though, how I'm not trying to explain this because I have tutorials on my Patreon how to do this, but I'm just gonna kind of walk through it, and you guys watch me do it because I'm convinced that no matter what you do in terms of art, no matter if somebody was to copy you exactly, it would come out differently. Because the way my hands are, the way I touch stuff, the way I hold things from years of holding stuff, it's like it just comes out different. If you guys could just feel free to give me a thumbs up in the chat or a thumbs up in the let me know that you guys are liking what you're seeing, and definitely give me interaction. I love to talk with you guys. So tell me something about your day. My day was really cool. I got to do like a half a body paint, and I got the paint off of me, which took like an hour to get the paint off. Why? Because the paint I was using is called it's kind of a beeswax type paint, and you have to use a lot of heat and stuff to get it off, or use mineral oil or something. But anyway, so the most part though, what happens is when you use when you do like a body paint type thing, you have to use different ones. I prefer water based ones that are like the pastel one. I hardly use the pastel one this time because what happened was like when I was using this one, it was like I was trying to make like a layer and then put the glow in the dark stuff, like this glow in the dark stuff. I was trying my best to use this glow in the dark stuff to be on top without touching my skin directly, because it's not really per se is body paint, but it is reflective and responsive to light. So that's one of the things that makes it really cool. It's actually responsive to light. So because it's so responsive, you can actually do some really cool things, with it. So that's the whole thing about black light and how black light works. It's the chemicals and I don't know all the details of it, but I just know that it responds to black light. And then you have the glow in the dark stuff. Like for example, like here on the back, right? See right this picture I made here. I made it for a diplocollitis, right? A diplocolliton to be part of it. So what happens when I hit it with the black light, right? Because I have a black light. This is my black light thing, or black light lamp, right? So what happens is that when I hit it with the black light, you can see how cool the response is. You see how nice it is? But you can't quite see it. I have to kind of touch the screen or something, and you see it better. It kind of works out great. And you have Gizmo right there. He's just like, hey. So this is responsive material. And some material I have, it glows in the dark. So it's like what happens when you hit. So here you have these lights, right? And these lights are so responsive to the black. So I know it's just like if you shine directly on it, you just can't see, but you have to kind of shine away from it. And you see that, and you see Gizmo's like, ah! Yeah, so that's there right there. Let me turn the light back on. So yeah, so this is the black light thing that I use. It's kind of shine the light into it. You see, it's kind of blue. This is a black light thing that has that there, and this is like a little flashlight, but there's no juice in that part. But this is kind of the counterbalance. Anyway, long story short, that's what happens. And so what happens is the first day off from work, right? We got home, and these are my bracelets, right? I've shown you before my rings, right? Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. This is my bracelet, right? You have it where it's like this is we made this together. So this is my rings, right? Whenever I put my rings on, this is the rings that I work with. So these are my 3D printed rings. This one is 3D printed, right? And this one goes on this finger here, right? This one goes on, this is my copper ring, and the copper ring, I wear that one, I got it from Home Depot. This one here is the one my daughter gave me, right? Oh, cool, yes. Oh, yeah, we did. And then here's this one. And then so this is my 3D printed ring I put on this finger here to separate the ring so that it doesn't like click together. Then this one goes on this finger, and then this bracelet here goes on this is a paracord bracelet that I got from the Army Navy store when I got my new pair of pants. Same Army Navy store I got there when I was a kid. I went to, and I got this pair of pants that I'm not wearing right now, but I'm wearing before. I have it in the laundry now. But this one here, my wife and I made this one together. We made these glow cool, right? And so a little whistle to it. We did this. So let me show you. When I hit it with the black light, right? So this is the black light. It's not only is it responsive to black light, right? Like this is responsive. It also glows in the dark. So let me show you. I'm gonna turn off the lights real quick. You see it right here. So here's the response to that. It's glowing. Here it's like how it is. It's UV light sensitive. And then when you take it off, you see how it glows in the dark. See, this glows way better than the the tape is supposed to glow. But here it is like that. See? So you have that. You see the back, how the lights in the back glow. There's a video game called there's a video game called the um oh goodness, Psychonauts. Psychonauts, and there's a place called Velvetopia in the game. And in the game, there's a whole thing where it's all black light. And so when I made this picture in the background, I was thinking about Velvetopia from that movie. And here it is, glowing in the dark, baby. It glows in the dark. So this is a glow in the dark UV light. UV light makes things glow in the dark really well. So that's from there. So I'm going to put it on my wrist. And then it also has like see, it's like, so the eyes are so much better than the camera. Let me tell you, because it's like I could see it brighter than what it is in the thing. Oh, here it is. Okay, so now I'm gonna hit it with the UV light again. Thanks, James. So right here, that, and then you can see the light there, right? And so now I turn it off. There it goes. You see it. I see it glowing. All right. So there you have that glow in the dark stuff, and it's kind of hard to hold it. So I'm just gonna see if I can plug it in real quick. Yeah. So this is a cool. All right. Cool. Okay. Cool. There it is. There. Hit the black light real quick. All right, and then there, and then turn off. There it goes. Boom. All right, so there you have it. Okay, so lights back on. So this is the lights, black lights again. Awesome. Okay, so the whole purpose of me doing these things, by the way, is to talk with you guys and give you guys some information as to what we're doing here. So this is my masking tape art. This I'm gonna make a nice little dog from. And this dog is gonna be cool because what happens is, like, this is a dog that most people love. Most people have pets, and the kind of dog that this will end up being is gonna be a Labrador Retriever. And so when I saw the image of the Labrador, I was just like, that was such a nice dog, such a nice and beautiful dog. And so it's just a matter of just trying to get it right, because I have to kind of like do this right here in between the camera and have my hands do it without me just kind of being in the way of it all. So I have to kind of do the making the ground shake and quake. But let's see, just gonna do this real quick, all while having Gizmo look at us. That right there. So, oh wow, thank you, thank you. Wow, one of my supporters. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. That makes me so happy just being able to have that super chat, because that just shows me that I'm on the right path and that people like the work that I do. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, Amy Valentine. This is so cool. So here we go. We have so right here I'm just working on this dog, and pretty much. See, I like one of the creatures I like to make the most are dogs. I like making dogs because dogs are a little easier than cats. Believe it or not, cats are the hardest animal for me to make. I'll tell you what it is. I'll probably get a flood of requests for those things, but I'll tell you, the hardest animal for me to make is actually a bird. Birds are the most difficult thing for me to make because a bird is something else. It's like it has so many moving parts on a bird. You see, like you have a dragon. A dragon is one part, A dragon has a couple of things to it. But when you have like a bird, or you have a thing with feathers, that sucker is such a lot of work to do. So those people who actually make bird sculptures and stuff, I salute you, because that's some complexity that, not that I can figure it out. I mean, just a matter of like, I don't usually do it because it's pretty complex, So I'm thinking about dogs. You got to make sure you extend them out some more, because when you start getting the head to the right shape, you have to kind of make the body extend out. I can't be telling you guys what I'm doing. If I tell you guys what I'm doing, then it's Wow, so cool. I got a $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that. I so needed that, God knows. Thank you so much for that. So, okay, so here it goes. This is just right here. And the question is now, should I make the dog standing up or should I make the dog sitting down? You know what's weird? It's like to do this stuff, right? When you make like this masking tape work, what happens? You are kind of faced with you have to kind of like sit down and rest your back as you do it, or find a way to sit down. So I'm gonna try and see if I can sit down a little bit and bring the camera down a little bit, because I need to rest my back. Not to mention, I gotta deal with this food right here real quick. I'm not sure what to do with this food. Should I just put this in the fridge? Maybe she might want this later. So what happens, like, again, I'm in the kitchen, so I'm gonna just pretty much warm the food up a little bit more. And then I'm gonna come right back to you. Wow. So okay, I'm gonna lower the piece right there. I'm gonna see if I can just work on it. I'll show you guys some more artworks. All right, so I'm gonna put that over there. I'm gonna put this in the fridge. All right, put this in the fridge right now. Okay, so I'm gonna get my little chair here so I can sit down and rest for a second, because sometimes, you know, you just can't stand up in art. You have to sit down in art. So I'm gonna sit down in art. Okay. All right. There we go. Ooh. Okay, that's much better. Because, for example, I still haven't figured out the thing that happened in my head the other day. You know, back in August, right? Back in August, I had this thing happen where I felt like a shock to the head. That was several days after we had the car accident. So with that, it's one of those things where I'm not really 100% sure if I'm completely healed from that. But, you know, so what I've been doing, I've been taking like regimens of magnesium and different things like that. Magnesium and also doing things like trying to you know, get exercise, because when I take my bike to work every day. So for the last 6 months I've been riding my bike to work every day. So I have stories on that, but I haven't put videos because when I'm riding to work in the morning, I'm trying to get there, you know. So one of the things that one of my coworkers were telling me something cool today. He told me that he gave me like this thing, which I'm gonna try this out. You know, I've never, well, see, since I do like body painting and stuff and body art, there's a couple of tribal type stuff, you know, that I've been loving to do. And one of the tribal things is that is called henna, right? So then, so I saw one of my coworkers were doing like henna, and what ended up happening was I was like, let me give it a try. So on my glove, I'll have to show my Instagram, how on my glove I had this thing where they were just kind of I just made some henna design, and I thought that was such a cool thing. And so the thing about henna, it's like I asked him what's the cultural significance about it, and he says usually when people get married, it's when they do it, or they want to do some kind of a ceremonial type thing, you know. So I'm like, okay, that seems like a pretty cool thing. I like that, you know, marriage and ceremonial stuff. That's always cool. So I'm gonna have to look around the camera because I have the camera right in front of my face. I'm trying to focus on the camera and it's trying to do the dog shape and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just not do that. Let me just go ahead and just look not at the camera, but look at the dog shape itself. And then from there, see if I can go ahead and make the stuff I need to do. So anyway, so what happened was, like, for the most part though, I found out that the henna is actually a pretty cool thing, and it's like it absorbs into your skin over time. So it's like I gotta look into that and see the details about it. You know, any of you guys know anything about henna? Please let me know, because I've never tried it yet. I just did a thing on my gloves. I don't have a picture because my camera that I'm talking to is my phone that I'm using right now to kind of declare the movie or declare what I'm doing. But for the most part though, it's like one of those things where I am just like happy to have that as an option. So yeah, so anyway, so that's something there. I'm looking forward to seeing what's gonna come from that, because it's like, so when I go to work tomorrow, my coworker has already set apart a thing for me, so that way I can actually, you know, start working on these things. So anyway, so what happens is this. I'm gonna see what time is it. 29 minutes in. All right, so far I got this part right. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of make more details for the dog. And let's see, gonna make some more. The dogs have this little thing on their nose, little, just kind of their nose itself. Kind of does one of these things, like almost like a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer kind of thing. Had a very shiny nose. And so then what happens is, like, here you have that, and I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of fill this up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can just kind of make the dog jaws and its face, and then after that we're gonna go ahead and work on its mouth and stuff too. So yeah, so you know, if ever you guys want me to make something for you, please, if you want to request a creature, request a gremlin. Gremlins are the most fun to make. I enjoy making them to the point where I'm sad when they have to go. I really am. Because what happens when you make a gremlin or something, you make a creature, they're like something come from my heart and my soul. So they're actually unique. So when you get a gremlin, they're a little bit more unique than any other creature that I could make because they're one of one, you know. Even though they might be inspired by the movie, even they might look similar, they're not. They're so far away from what the movie was. The movie Gremlins and stuff, they were actually latex. Oh goodness, I have to. It's hard to do this. It really is. Yeah, goodness. I have an artist friend who does like an art thing every week. I talked about her a lot. Shout out to Rachel. And so what happens is there's a thing that goes. Um, she's always gets her stuff done by Tuesday, and I'm just always impressed by that, just constantly. If she was, I'd still be impressed. I'd be like, you know what, lady makes like 1,000 things every week. So she's Rachel. So we have it where, for the most part, I'm sorry I have to do it like this. I'm gonna have to raise it up a little bit just to put it like this, because I can't, I have to look beyond the camera. The camera's like right in my face, so I have to kind of pass my head past the camera to see what I'm working on. And so that's where it makes it kind of difficult for me, because it's like, all right, I have to not knock into the camera, not drop my tape like I just did, and make sure I can actually sculpt the dog. All right, sculpt this dog. So yeah, as always, if you like what you see, please feel free to give me a thumbs up and a follow. I really appreciate that. My algorithms are always like, there's a lot of people who watch but don't follow, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I wish you guys would just follow. That'd be so cool. My son and my wife and my daughter, we all have YouTube channels. And so what happens is that I'm going to put like a link in the description, or some other videos might have links in the description, how that you can follow their channel. And so what happens is each one of us is doing like a unique channel of art. We're trying to do different things. And so incidentally, what happens is that we're trying to build a family business, a family empire of things together. I can't really tell you all details because I'm not 100% sure how it all works, but for the most part, that was one of the things where, we're really trying to work together, and we are doing the best we can by having separate businesses. And don't want to tell you guys too much of stuff we do. They say don't tell everybody your business, because one day it holds you to it, but also it's like, things be changing. You don't want to be like making promises and then not having to change your mind, and pardoning people and stuff. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, though, you have this thing where the most part, I just totally enjoyed this. So here you have this one is here. It's getting close. It's getting close. And I'm gonna go ahead and start doing all the other parts to it, which is the legs and the body. I'm gonna see if I can try and do this in 1 hour or less. I was hoping just to stop it at 30-minute marker, but we'll just keep going. And I'm doing pretty good so far, so let's keep going with that. So, see, the thing about this is, like, when you make like a pet, right? When you make a pet is such a wonderful creature to make. We have a bearded dragon. Her name is Barb, and you guys know that already if you've been following with me. You know that pretty much we love our dragon, our bearded dragon. And did you know bearded dragons are venomous? We did not know that until I started looking into it. They have actually venom. I don't know if it can hurt a human per se, but it can make you, if she was to bite us, give us a nice good gash. But that's the thing, though. That's how it is. Don't make people bite you. Don't make animals bite you, and you'll be fine. Right? So that's it. Don't tick them off to where they want to bite you. So here we go. So for the most part, though, this time I have the tail and the first legs, and you have the back legs, and then so for the most parts, most of the things we honestly make, the most of is actually pets. People ask us to make their dogs and cats for them, so we do, and that's one of the things we just enjoy doing as well. It helps to have a working knowledge of anatomy. It also helps to have just dissect stuff, and we haven't never dissected the dogs, so don't worry about that. But we have seen dog bones, and like the museums and stuff. What happens, like in my subconscious, I have seen so many animals that it's like pretty much as bones. Not to mention lizards as bones in real life, that I had to kind of get the ideas. And not to mention dinosaurs. Dinosaurs was my jam. You know what I'm saying? It was my jam. So. Yeah, I've been watching the news lately. I've been just kind of like not really watching news. I've been just trying to build up my brand and get some stuff done. It's been like a long couple weeks. And I had a long day today, so I'm gonna probably go to sleep in a little while. But for the most part, though, what happens is just a couple things. This is a pet that I'm making for a friend of mine who is a coworker. That they can be totally happy with their creature. Because these creatures, right? they take time. It might not take that long to sculpt, but it takes a long time to paint and to perfect because like when I made that Japa the other day, Japa was so much fun. I don't know if I put it on my Instagram or I think I put it on my Instagram. I'm not sure if I put it on YouTube, but what I'm gonna do, I might just put it up there for people to see because that's some fun things to do. So I'm gonna do that. Add the YouTube video of the from my TikTok so you can actually see that. Hopefully it goes up. I think I might have already put it. I'm not sure, but if it doesn't, I have to go see. I can't remember. Whew. So here it goes. Yeah. So the thing was like what I was trying to do with the body paint earlier was I was trying to see if I can actually create or do like the Kalinago people of Dominica. There's a tribe of people in Dominica, and they have the whole what do you call it? The whole indigenous people who are still intact. Now I'm not 100% sure where I belong. I know from the island Dominica we are not that many in the world, so there's a good chance, a high chance that family members of mine were actually of the tribesmen. And so with that, there's a good chance that, whenever I do this body paint is subconsciously, it's in my genes, in my DNA, that I'm doing something that's, familiar because it's in my DNA. But it's not to give honor to any fallen angel or any spirit type thing. When I do my art, it's for the glory of God. It's for God's glory. When I make a creature, it's not for, like I did make one politician. I made Bernie back in the day, and I have that on my video as one of the creatures I made. But it's like, for the most part, though, Bernie Sanders, I made one. But let it be said that what happens is I decided to stop doing it. I haven't made another politician since, And that politician that I made was because it was like I actually started making some stuff before that. I was making making a thing against Cuomo and Cuomo. What's the other guy named De Blasio when they were when they were governors and mayors of New York back during the pandemic, right? During that time. So what happened was like, I really liked them so much. But then I realized that when I was making these creatures and these people, masking tape people, what happened was like, there was an aspect of like, it's bad energy, it's a dark spot. These people, they're weird, and they want the influence and not have to work. It's just they want the money and the power and not have to work for it, not have to earn it. Just get it voted for because people have the sense of like you have to have your officials, be there to guide you and everything like that. When in fact, God gave us all wisdom. The problem is that when the only reason we have government is to protect our God-given rights. That's what it's only there for. Whenever you have a government or situation come along, they're there and they start imposing their will upon the people. That's not really how it's supposed to be. Really, the people's supposed to impose their will upon the government. And that you can't have a democracy per se, but you have representatives that represent you and understand your best interests, because you can't really have everybody rule, because otherwise you'll have some half of the sidewalk painted this way, the other half of the sidewalk painted that way, and you'll have all kind of like unlevel things. You have to have a central system of control, But then again, I mean, like if you're the city of one person, and you can, you are where you are, then you can do pretty much whatever you want because you're the main person there, you're kind of the one person. And it looks like a deer. All right, looks like a deer. Yeah, it looks like a deer. This looks like a dog. All right, let's see what we got. We got this. Okay, let's go ahead and let's see if we can get this here. All right. Now, the whole bone structure of a bone-structured creature, how it works is like you have to make sure that you fill it up inside. You don't have to fill it up necessarily 100%, but you have to put it in such a way that that dog will stand. It has to be a dog. Okay, at the end of the day, it has to be a dog. It can't be a cat. It can't be a llama. It has to be a dog. So dog body shape are such and such. You have to know how to do this in such a way that it doesn't collapse, right? And also, it's all stays together. See, it's like a magical process, a very magical process. But you're following the basic shape of the outer musculature of things in general. So you have this layer where you have the creature, the dog. The dog has this thing like this, It's not a Doberman either, so you have to be like, okay, it's like this, it's like this. Okay, so how do you do this? Put this in such a way that it's like that. And okay, and you do that. This is covering the internal ribcage system. Right? You have this. Like this. Okay. So for the most part, though, it's like a matter of just kind of covering up the bones and then just kind of going from there, you know? So you have like, this is kind of like a 1-2, you know, 1-2 situation. Then you just have it where you have to make sure that the feet and the legs and all the other stuff match. Because if you do it where, you know, you don't have the proper, you know, it's going to be off balance or kiltered. So again, so what happened, dogs have this thing with their legs and it bends like forwards like this. And then their front legs bends backwards like that. But then they also have the foot, you know, the legs and the foot. So you have that, like that. So you have like this, the dog, but then the foot goes forward, something like this, you know, in the front. So you have that like there, right? And then you have to make sure that it can support the weight. So you know that it bends here, and then it goes back forward. So it's kind of like they're walking on their elbow thingy. It's pretty cool. I like how they do these animations and stuff, and they have it where these dogs and cats, they do some really cool like there's some really cool designs and stuff, you know, and it's like it's all 3D like rendered and printed and stuff. Like right now I'm working on something, I'm doing an animation, and it's like that. I was showing you the animation before, so that was kind of cool to be able to do that. But when it's done, it's going to be probably one of my new logos, you know, just my new logos to the thing, because I had also changed the car. If you look at remember in the video, if you look back at the very beginning, you see the video, it had a different car because we have a different car now. So last time I made a video, I had the old car, and then so now the difficult has a new car, a newer car, because our car, you know, was in that accident, and well, our car didn't make it. I mean, it made it, but it couldn't be fixed. We couldn't raise enough money to fix it, so we had to raise enough money to get another car, which is not too bad, you know. It's not too bad at all when you think about it. Because, like, you know, the car we were driving before was a 24-year-old car. I mean, you know, it was 2000 Dodge Caravan. The new car we have is a 2010, because this one's only 14 years old. Why do I get old cars, you say? Well, because old cars have the shut off chip and stuff. They have the thing where the shut off chip and the shut off valve is not prevalent. The older the car, the more, like, you know, bones and metal and how it is. The cars that people have that last a long time, like pretty much all the Fast and Furious cars were like old cars. You know, the newer stuff is, you know, is newer. But for the most part, though, it's like, you know, the older cars is what you want to have. You want to have an old car. The old cars are made like iron and steel and all the heavy stuff, you know. So I like that. I just love the way it all kind of fits together. And you know, the dogs have the parts in their leg that kind of does one of those things that kind of bends upwards, you know. So you have to kind of make sure that when you put it, even though it's bending backwards and going forwards like so, you have to make sure, you know, didn't I give you advice? I'm not supposed to give you guys advice about do this. This is like, that's all tutorial stuff. You can watch me do it, but, you know, again, it's tutorial stuff, you know. Giving away all my trade secrets. Yep. So, yeah, so for the most part, though, it's like, you know, it's been good. This is something I needed to do, and I've been kind of sitting on this for some time, so this is almost completed. You know, just a couple more things to it, more bones, more structures. You have yourself a completed dog, you know, completed dog. Stands up. So, and then it's like, let me just keep going with that. I'm gonna go to the 1 hour marker, and then when I get to the 1 hour marker, I'm gonna call it quits. Call it quits for the night, because I have to get to sleep. I'm exhausted. I had a long butt day today. I had a lot of things going on. Did a lot of activities today, let me tell you. And then I have to get up early in the morning and go to work. So, gotta find out what to do with my clothes. Get ready. I'm gonna probably heat the food up again and then have it for a quick little reprieve for dinner. Have that little reprieve, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. So this is this. Okay, so yeah. So let's talk about more stuff real quick. So my son makes a lot of videos on his channel, and he just loves the work he does. I like it too. His work and stuff is really good. My daughter makes stuff too as well. They're both very talented children. They're my oldest kids, and they're, you know, they're just doing their art. They're just doing it. They do the art so well. They're just all about that, and I just absolutely love the fact that they can do that. So yeah, so we're an artist family, and we do a lot of artwork together. And let's see, gotta make it because it's like you have the. So this is cool. Here it is like this. Okay, I see right now the dog is really thin, so I'm gonna have to kind of fill it out some. But that's fun to do. That's a lot of fun to do because, a couple of years ago we were doing like a lot of like programs. We did a lot of programs and stuff, and we did Kwanzaa last year. Around this time we did Kwanzaa, the Kwanzaa celebration thing. But it's like this year I have to check and see because like, we already did like our art for the year at the Latimer Huts. So maybe we might have a different thing for us. There's also like a thing coming up this weekend. And I mean, there's only so much energy you can do. I mean, there's only so much things you have to kind of like balance your energies because sometimes you're just working on so many different projects. Not to mention, this is something that I'm glad I'm able to do, and you guys get to see me do it because, when you play this at full speed or later back when you play it, when you watch it, it's kind of cool because you get a chance to see. Sorry, you get a chance to see that how it is, how it works. It's looking like a deer. I'm telling you. Oh goodness. Okay, so. And your dog looks like a deer. Okay, so looking at 14 minutes remaining. Alright, let's see how much we can do in 14 minutes. Alright, I'm gonna make the neck a little bit bigger because it's like right now the neck seems like a little bit like very long deerish, So let's see if I can just kind of shorten it up with give it some more. Yeah, there it goes. There it goes. Looks more like a dog. More like a dog. Okay. I see I'm about to run out of tape here, so I'm coming down to the end of my tape level. So when you do that, that means you gotta reach in and get a new set of tape. Alright, so there's that, there's that, there's that, there's that, there's that. Alright, and then just gotta put the dog's eyebrows, and dog has the eyebrows, and then the ears. Just gotta do this. I must admit, this is pretty interesting stuff because, again, I'm barely like awake right now, and this is just pretty much my hands are the ones making this dough. You see, it's been a long day. Did a lot of stuff today, and this I want to use this. I want to show you guys, let me show you of me using it, and so I might not be able to use it tonight, but I will just keep going until I can complete this dog sculpture. Okay, so now you gotta make sure the feet work. And there it is, last of the tape. Boom. Last of the roll. Last of the roll. So usually whenever I'm doing this stuff, I like to show when I come to the end of the roll because what happens when we get to the end of the roll, what we do is that we can actually reuse it. I usually use it as like an art stand because you can put the cell phones in it. My other cell phone. I'll show you. You can actually put a cell phone right into the thing, right? So you actually have it there and it will hold position. See that? That's pretty cool. Right, so you have that. And I put all my masking tape on the back of my camera. See how cool that is? There's that. And so anyway, so I'm just gonna put that over there real quick. Alright, so with this, when this runs out, I gotta get another roll of tape. Oh, they fall on. This is the second time they fell already. Okay, so here goes this. Alright, so this. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put little balls in their feet because dogs have the little bally feet pads. See? I'm gonna do that real quick. So you probably wonder, where's my next roll of tape? Well, I'm glad you asked. I have another roll of tape right here. I bought these the other day when I did a live video. I bought these. This is my 6-pack. Now down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my 5-pack now. This is where I get my tape from. Just from the Home Depot. From the Home Depot. That's from Atlanta. I have a friend of mine who lives in Atlanta. Okay, so anyway, so this is what happens. This is the starting of the new tape. Right, and this is the type of tape I use. I don't use cheap tape. I don't use cheap tape. Cheap tape, get cheap results. I use expensive tape. All right, so okay, so what we have is back of the dog's head. Back of the dog's head. Then you got the ears. All right, like that. Dog's ears be like. Okay, dog's ears be like that. And you notice I'm not using a reference, right? Because again, it's in my head. So, like for example, I just have to see something. I mean, I have to see more than once. So I'm going to be specific about it. But if I want to see something, I could make it, generally speaking, out of my subconscious. And you can do this too, by the way. Just kind of like paint my memory kind of thing. But you know, it's always good to use references, by the way, because it comes out way better when you have a reference. But the thing is, unfortunately, I can't get a reference because it was kind of like a surprise, and so just being able to see the pet one time was all I needed to do, because I mean, like I haven't made dogs before. I mean, this is like probably my 40th dog or something like that we've made, and so the thing is, like, you know, it's not that hard to do. These gremlins keep falling off the table. I kid you not. Oh my word! Let me show you guys Dilly. Daily dosage. Daily dosage. It's like, it's like I'd be like, he's like, whoosh, whoosh. Yep, daily dosage. I'll leave you here to bother Gizmo real quick. So here you go, he'll be on the top of his head. Yep. So here's that one. So for the most part though, I'm gonna go keep at it with the dog. Alright. Looks like a horse. Almost like, now it looks like a German Shepherd. Don't worry, did I ever have a dog? A question? Well, actually nobody's asked me that question, but if we were to ask me that question about if I had a dog, we did have I had a small little dogs, and somebody stole them. They were little short, little blacky little doggy thing, little poodly balls of fluff, like little, maybe little Lhasa Apsos. That's the kind of dogs we had, little small ones, but they were not even much of a dog thing. They were more like, you know, the neighbor had it, and then he dedicated it to us, kind of thing. But we never really had a dog. And so, I tell you, when I get castle from all my YouTube videos and stuff, and have my own island, my own nation of Valentine. What happens is that we're gonna have, what do you call it? Definitely have dogs and secret agents, and you know, submarines, and spy balloons, and all that fun stuff. You know, because when you have that, you get a chance to do all kind of things with it. You know, you have you know, all kind of cool things. So yeah, we're coming out to last 7 minutes, and so I'm gonna keep it just under an hour, because I did another video the other day, and it was, oh my Lanta, you think she's falling off? All right, so you want to see what keeps falling out? I made this really cool picture here, and this is pretty much talking about, like, you know, the henna design and stuff like that, and really cool. So that's one that keeps falling down. I'm gonna put this in a way it doesn't fall down anymore. And then this one here is a book called How to Make Money with Stocks, right? Learn how to do stock market stuff. Yes, I'm interested in stocks. Yes, I want to learn about finances. Yeah, I want to do more things like that, because you want to know why? Because when you have more money, you have more options, and that's always cool. So having more money gives you more options, but it's like I gotta be me, but I also trying to be an artist that does, you know, cool art stuff that totally makes things better for people, right? So that's one of the cool things. It's like, so when you make like this kind of art, it's durable, lightweight, and it lasts a long time. So that's something there. So for the most part, though, that's kind of how it is, you know. It's a matter of just making sure that, you know, it's right in proportion, right. So yeah, I'm just rambling. I wish somebody would write me something in the chat so I can actually talk to you and respond back. That'd be great, because if you do that, then I could actually talk back, and we could do some back and forth. Because sometimes I'd be like walking home, right? And I get these people like write all kind of stuff, and I'd be like trying to walk and talk at the same time. I'd be parked the car, and then it's just like these people just write all kind of things. Some write some mean stuff, some write good stuff. But it's like, you know, just so right now it's like, okay, we're working on something. Definitely, I'd love to have people talk and say anything, just so that I could respond back to it. And that's always fun. But you know how it is. So here it goes. Just almost there. Almost there. Alright, so we're at the 55-minute mark, and I usually do like a lot of like just a shout out to all my friends and people who support. Shout out to Amy for the super chat. and it's really cool because that helps us out so much. A shout out to all the people who watched and watched for a few minutes or watched for a long time. A shout out to them. That really means a lot to me as well because it means that it validates my existence in terms of like the art that we're doing. I know that you don't really need people to validate your existence, but you kind of do. So even though you might not say you do, you kind of do because you kind of play into customers. And if you have zero customers or zero people or zero clients, you really don't have anything. So you can be all you want to be by yourself, but honestly, you're supposed to contribute something to society, and feel all kind of ways when you don't. So that's kind of the situation there. So that's something there. So again, this has been fun. I worked on a whole person. I'm gonna show you this whole person that I worked on, and it's like I can show you because what happens is like there's a small chance a person who sees this video will actually recognize who it is. So there's a chance of that. What I like making like stars. Stars are always fun to make. People who are like famous. I like making famous people because famous people are so much fun to make because you have so many references for them, and you have them in so many different ways. The hard part was like, for example, when I was trying to make for the lady from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Karen Parsons. Well, I said, what, let me just make something else. So I ended up making something else, and it worked out great because what it meant was that I could not be like the thing is if you make something too close, you have to be either on point or near to be. It's like dropping a missile or something. You have to be exactly on point, otherwise ineffective, or you have to be close enough to target. But if you make something different, like let's say for example, you don't make an animal, you make a person, or you make a dinosaur or something, you don't have to be on point. You take a lot of liberties and stuff, and you can do a lot of things that people don't really quite see, because it's like, or because it's like arguing about quantum physics. It's like, yeah, whatever you say, doctor, kind of thing. Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you're not really sure what the best solution or best idea is. So, where somebody might say, what like I said about this thing about the red door, people have more fights about red doors and colors and stuff like that in Congress because that's easier for people to attain, understand, and have preferences about. But if you talk about like black holes or something, or dark matter, it's like whoever says it, whatever. I guess it's true because you can't really fight against something like that, you know. But okay, so I'm gonna do in the last 3 minutes. I'm gonna show you some of the sculptures, not sculpture, but some of the one sculpture that I'm working on, and pretty much in the midst of how this all works. Here's Gizmo right here, and here's Deli, right? And Deli's on top of Gizmo's head. So I'm gonna do last 2 minutes. Okay, here goes. I'm gonna stop making this dog right now, right? Because I'm pretty far into this dog making situation, which I'm really happy about. Here's a person that I'm working on, right? There's a person that I'm working on. Kind of zoom out a bit, right? This is a friend of mine, and pretty much it's pretty much in the process of just kind of completing this one here. So, yep, a whole person, baby. That's that. Next one is I have another person here that I'm working on. This one here is like a little fella. And so this is like pretty much just like, hey. So comparatively speaking, it's like you got the super tall giant lady. And this little fella. Could be like a son, like a son and a mom. But yeah, but see, as you can see, there's like a lot of like, I gotta give more details to the sides. Because people are not really that skinny. If you're that skinny, you wouldn't be able to breathe. So that's how it is. So, well, I'm coming down to the end of the day, and it's the last minute. So I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a thumbs up if you can. I love talking with you guys, but I just wanted to just do this 1 hour and just be able to see. So I did like 30 minutes before, and you get a chance to watch a video of how I did the body paint stuff. It was really cool. It wasn't just kind of my head and my shoulders and the button, anything more than that. So I kind of did that. Then it took me like an hour just to get all the paint off. But for the most part, that was kind of the cool thing. So with that, it's just like, there's a couple things we're working on, and some things to be working on in the future. Pick up the dog. Pick up the dog. It's like, it's my dog. I love my dog. I love my dog. Well, we don't have a dog. We have lizards. So here you go. So I guess once again, thank you so much for watching my show, and I wish you all the best. God bless you. And tune again next Thursday. Next Thursday might be what day is next Thursday? Next Thursday is looking at the 19th of December. that'll probably be like the last one I do. For well, on Thursday at least. Maybe I might do it another day, because the day after that, next Thursday after that is the 26th. Oh, maybe the 26th, because the day after Christmas, right? And then so yeah, I don't work on Christmas, but we're gonna see how we do from there. Okay. So anyway, long story short, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and seeing my cool art, and watching Gizmo look at you and looking back at you. So I'm gonna mess his eyes up real quick. Yeah, that's how I feel. All right. So have a good day. God bless you, and talk to you soon. Peace.